You don't sleep in the school. You go back to your own house. And when you go back to your house, you confront the problems of your house. Poverty, lack of food, lack of jobs. So therefore, we are saying that you people, our Basoga people, summarized it well for us. They said, akange kasinga akeife. Abasoga bwebakoba. Akange kakira akeife. Mine is better than ours. And the ours is the third word, wealth. Those words, I want you to separate them. Development is ours, wealth is mine. Personal, family, company. Now, many people get confused on this. And the wealth is found in 4 sectors. Commercial agriculture is one of them. Manufacturing is another sector. Services, border, hotels, tourism, music, entertainment. That is another sector. The 4th sector is ICT. So therefore, you the leaders, and I'm glad I'm talking to the new leaders, many of them young people. I want you to be clear about this. If you do that, things will be very easy for the whole country, but even for you as a leader. Obwavu, ogobo obwavu, chan, obworo, from the homes. There are a few families, some families which have listened to our message. I'm very much happy with some of the young people, like the boy called Ijara of Serere. You see what he's doing.
Hello. My name is Joseph Jala. I am the proprietor of Taifa Farm, which is located in Serere in a place called Kakusi, where we are. And in Taifa we have dairy, poultry, and we're also making laundry bar soap. But we also have the value addition aspect of the farm, where we produce yogurt and pack it, tin it for the market. This project started 11 years ago after an inspiration from His Excellency, the President of Uganda, when he had come here and he was teaching people about the 4-acre model. He was having a rally in Soroti, and that time I was working as a taxi driver. He was doing that master business in Soroti. So when I heard this, when I heard he was around, I crossed to go and listen to this story. And he was talking about a 4-acre model, how to improve household income. So when I came back, I was fired because I delayed there and the guy said, you go and eat those words that you had. But I had already this land, 2.5 acres, but I also had local chicken here. But after hearing that, I got inspired to put more effort on raising this chicken. So I raised the chicken to the tune of about 100 of them. Then I got a small incubator. That was about 4 eggs. So I used that incubator for multiplying my local chicken farm. Eventually, I was having 1,500 local chicken around. And I was very famous for local chicken. So, but then local chicken were not answering my day-to-day needs. So I decided to translate it to layers. In Teifa Farm, we have 10,000 layers, which give me about 310 trays per day. And each tray goes at price of 10,500. So approximately 3 million, about 3 million shillings a day from the eggs that we get. Of course, it varies depending on the cost of the feeding, but at least a half goes for management, a half goes to our pocket as Teifa. So after selling the layers, that money, I invested it on dairy. I started dairy with 4 cows. But you know, I have multiplied very fast because I'm using AI. I have my own semen bank here.
Now
so I do it.
You can see Ijara used 2.5 acres for poultry and for cows, for dairy. You heard that every day from eggs alone, he earns 3 million shillings gross. Altogether, Ijara earns 1.4 billion shillings gross, and net 608 million net in a year, using 2.5 acres. You have got other people like Nyakana of Ruengaju near Fort Portal. From 1.3 acres, he earns 1 billion gross and 183 million net annually from eggs and milk. Byamukama of Chikwaya earns 1.3 billion gross and 60 million net from eggs and milk and coffee and so on. There are people like Kizisto of Masaka who earn 15 million in a year. There is Basangwa of Kamuri earning some good money. You get people like Kachuro of Bundubujo earning 56 million from cocoa and so on. So there are people who have listened to the message of the NRM, and they are doing very well. And when in commercial agriculture, sector 1, we identified 7 activities. Coffee, 1 acre, fruits, 1 acre, dairy, for pasture for dairy, 1 acre, 1 acre for food for the family. Then in the backyard, those pigs and poultry for eggs. And in the wetlands, fish farming. The wetlands are being misused, and we are underutilizing the terrestrial or rukalu, underutilizing the rukalu and misusing the wetlands. How? By growing the rice in the wetlands, we dry the swamps, but get little money. But by drying the swamps, we deprive the rukaru.
amanya gange nze Christopher Majibu nga nze omubaka wa president mu kitundu kino. President bwe yansindika wano mu 2022 nasanga nga project eno evuddewo. Tasike yange yasooka nengamba president ayogera nnyo ku project eno naye ekiri wansi kiriwo. Najja wano ng'awo wonna waliwo omuceere. Twatulanga abakulembeze ne tugamba tulina okukyusa ekifo kino. Ekifo kino ekigendera kyakyo nti kitudde ku eka emu. We natula n'abalimi ne bagamba baali bajjamu ensawo mukaaga ez'omuceere. Ensawo mukaaga ez'omuceere 21,000 nga weesanga nga eri emiliyoni 1,300,000.
Ndi mulimi w'ebyennyanja. Naali ebiseera ebyasingira obungi naali ndi mulimi wa muceere omusa. Naye ng'ekiseera kyemala omwiga omwo nga nima omuceere kyali kiseera nga kiwanvu. Era nga n'amaani agenkozesa omwiga omwo gaali maani nga mangi nga ntwale abaana bange tufuduukira omwo n'omwami wange nga ntwala tufuduukira omunyera omwo naye nga tukozesa maani mangi n'obulamu bwona nga tumalira mu mwiga omwo naye nga n'enfuna gye tufuna mu katono.
So you can see there my project in Remoto near Parisa. I do fish ponds at the edge of the swamp. Then the water comes back in the center of the swamp. When I do that, they earn very good money. My fish ponds in Kavare, Lango, Teso, I have got fish ponds which I have done on the presidential land farms. I get about 70 million per acre. You can hear that those people, we are getting 1.7 million from 1 acre. You spoil the swamp, you get little money. Me, I bring back the swamp, I get much more money, 70 million from 1 acre. And then you save water for irrigation, for the dry land. Let's see Dr. Muranga, what she has done in Bushenyi.
Plantation which you've had, we've already gone beyond 50 tons of yield per hectare per year. Matoke is very important part is water, but especially in the dry season. So here we are using irrigation, drip irrigation, as you can really see, using water, especially in the dry season. Drip irrigation, the advantage with it is that it sends water where it is required. PBD does not depend on national water. We make our own water, which we pump every day. 90% of the water is used for irrigation, and the other 10% is processed
Now,
for use.
by irrigating, Dr. Muranga is harvesting 53 tons per hectare of bananas in Bushenyi, the government farm which I gave her. But the nearby Banyankore, in the same hectare, they harvest 5.3 tons. In other words, Dr. Muranga is harvesting 10 times more. So, with this agriculture, we must go for irrigation. And irrigation means we bring back the wetlands, use the miga, the edge of the swamp, the center comes back, water comes back, and we use it for irrigation. Now there, that's how we had selected the 7 activities. You will see them in the booklet here. Then the second area of wealth are the factories, which you saw there. Big ones and small ones. Then services, then ICT. Then we go to the fourth word, jobs. Jobs, emirimu. Where do jobs come from? Jobs come from wealth. You create wealth, personal wealth, family wealth, company wealth, government wealth, a parastatal. You produce a product or a good or a service, but you also create jobs. Let's see how some young people have created jobs. Show us Vyamkama. Vyamkama is a young member of parliament.
My name is Fred Vyamkama. I'm a member of parliament of Ganges West constituency, Kakumiro district. We are now at our 4-acre demonstration farm. The land we have here is approximately 4 acres. This is a farm we started 2 years back here, 2.5 years back. And on this farm, we have a half acre of pineapple. We have cows for zero grazing. We have 12 of them for zero grazing, 2 which are giving us milk. We have poultry, about 25,000 birds, but only 11,000 are giving us eggs. And we have 1 acre of grass. We have piggery, those are very many. And 1 acre of coffee mixed with banana. Where we are, this is a 4-acre model farm. I did this activity to teach my voters to lead by example so that my voters can learn what major the president tells the public. This is an initiative I learned from the president sometime back when he sent me to learn to Kaumu, to Kisozi. I copied what I copied, this is what I came up with. And you see as we move over that side, this side, that's my 4-acre model farm. The house as well. You don't sleep here, but people sleep here, the house as well is seated on this 4-acre model farm. When you get like the half an acre of pineapple per harvest, you get about 4.5 million. When you get the cows per month, because there are 2 which are giving me milk, each one gives me 12 liters per day, we get about 1.4 per month. Because the breeds which we got at first were not giving good milk. But we have got some cows, which they tell us they are giving about 25 to 30 liters, and we know by the end of this year, they will have produced, and we see. When you look at poultry, out of the 25,000 birds, it's only 11,000 giving me eggs. Others are soon giving me, and I get 302 trays per day minimally, because 11,000 birds are supposed to give me 366 trays, but because of the feeding method of deep litter, I don't get all the eggs. I get 302 trays per day minimally. When you look at the piggery, in a month, I can get about between 150 and 180 piglets, but those I don't sell. I give to my neighbors prayer. When you look at coffee, we haven't started harvesting. But generally coffee here, if you have harvested well, per acre you get between 12 million, 15 million. But now the banana which is in coffee, we're already eating, and per month I may get like 40 bunches, I get some good. But majorly here, what is giving me money, they are the pineapples, the 4.5 million per harvest, and I harvest twice a year. You will see, even as now, there are those which I can harvest for my friends to take. Then the poultry, it gives me 302 trays, that's per day. Then I sell in a month, can get a net profit of 55 million. Because you get 180 million, but you can't get all that. You have to buy feeds, pay workers, pay electricity. You remain with 55 million net pay. The 1 acre for grass, it is feeding my 6 cows. I'm told by the agriculture people, I even have the balance to add more 2 cows. They tell me 1 acre can feed the 8 cows. Currently, I'm employing 26 people. Previously, I was employing 17.
That's the point I wanted to show. You freeze those workers there. freeze the workers. You can see those workers, 26 of them who have just got jobs. They had 0 jobs, but when Byamukama woke up to create wealth, in the process he created jobs for those 26 people. Now there's one of our wealth creators called Nyakana. For him, he uses 1.3 acres, and he has now created 15 jobs. So you can make a calculation. Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land. But even if we were to use only 7 million, and we do like Nyakana did, and employ 15 people, we would create 105 million jobs. This is more than the whole population of Uganda, including the refugees. So the issue of jobs starts with the issue of wealth creation. If we don't create wealth, there's no way jobs will come. The government jobs, which people are killing themselves over, are very few. 480,000 jobs for a population of 46 million. But as I speak today, the factories have created more jobs than all the government jobs. In this book, let me see. I'm trying to see where the jobs are. Yes. The commercial agriculture, so on page 26, commercial agriculture, 3.6 million jobs, factories, 1.4 million, services, 5 million already. The government jobs, only 480,000. So therefore, on this issue of jobs, we need to be clear. Now then, the fourth area of interest are services. Services not as a wealth, but as a consumer. I am a resident of Uganda. I am a citizen of Uganda. I want security. I want transport. I want health care. There, in the coming phase, I want you to concentrate on some areas. These are on page, I think, 28. And I want you to deal with the services of Wereza, which disturb people. First of all, health care, stealing medicine in the hospitals. That must be fought by you, the leaders. Then, on immunization is doing very well. Where there's a problem is curative, treating, but otherwise immunization is doing very well. Then you have education. We must insist on free education for our children. The good thing, you have got many government schools, 12,000 primary schools, and 1,000 something for government secondary schools. But the problem is that they charge money. When you read here, you will see the point I'm making. Then we have the roads. The roads must be good. The tarmac roads and the Maram roads must be well maintained. You, the leaders, must monitor this, especially the members of parliament. Where do the local governments put the 1.3 billion we give them for maintaining the Maram roads? Then, problem of crime. You should not allow the police to cover up crime. If the police cover up crime, expose them, and we'll get rid of them. We've got a lot of young people who want jobs. If the policemen who are there don't want to work, the ones who want to work are there. We don't have to beg these policemen. They must do their work fully. Then, the problem of land grabbing. Fight land grabbers in your area. If you do this, you'll find that people will be very happy with the NRM. Healthcare, free education, roads, crime, land grabbing, maybe also safe water. These are the ones I would like to emphasize under service. Then the issue of market. If you produce all these